Hey guys, it's Hannah. Welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry I've been lacking in the videos recently. I've just been kind of busy and I did actually film one a wee while ago. I just haven't got around to editing it yet, but I'm going to do it this weekend and it'll be up soon and then shortly followed by this one. So today what I'm going to do is kind of a little get ready with me tutorial, I suppose, and I thought it'd be fun to use some new makeup that I got. And also do like a little autumn pumpkin spice kind of vibe. Even did my nails in honour of the pumpkin spice. So yeah, if that sounds like something you want to watch, then keep on watching. So of course we're going to start with primer. So today I'm going to use my beloved Tatcha, which, believe it or not, I don't actually use very often because it's so expensive that I sort of grudge using it. But yeah, we'll just use a little scraper. Beautiful. But I really feel this is nice for like smoothing out my pores and when I want my makeup to just look like flawless. Okay, so for foundation today, I'm going to use a new product I got. So last weekend I was in London, obviously did lots of shopping, and I got makeover done at Charlotte Tilbury. So it's one of those ones where you pay X amount for the makeover and then you get that back in makeup. So of course I had to test out the new Airbrush Flawless Foundation. I have every other Charlotte Tilbury foundation, so there was no way I wasn't going to try this. This comes in 50 shades, I believe, and it was £34, I think, which is quite expensive, but they are high-end luxury products, and I was going to buy it regardless, let's just be honest. I'm in shade 3 Neutral, which is possibly a little bit warm toned for my skin, but I rather warm my skin up because I'm pale enough already. I don't need to make myself any cooler. So what I'm going to do is blend some of this with the Hollywood Flawless Filter, which is my all-time favourite Charlotte Tilbury product. If you don't use any of her stuff and you want to splurge and treat yourself a little bit, buy this. It is everything you need for glowing, beautiful skin. So I've got this in the shade 2 Light. So you can either put this underneath your foundation, but what I'm going to do is just put a little bit on the back of my hand and blend them together. Just a wee bit like so, maybe a wee bit more than that. Despite how this looks, this isn't a foundation, it's just sort of like a glowy, beautiful, glowy something, which does have a little bit of coverage, but not like a foundation. And then I'm going to put one pump of that. I'm just going to use, I think I'll use this, just my She Doesn't Even Go Here Spectrum Mean Girls brush. Blend them together a little bit. So when I was getting my makeover done at Charlotte Tilbury, the makeup artist I had was really great, and he gave me loads of tips. So I've been kind of trying to do my makeup in a slightly different way. So what he did was using like a brush, just did like back and forth kind of strokes, like it's actually not the easiest brush to do it with, but kind of like that, rather than I normally do like circular kind of motions. So I'm doing a bit of a mix of both at the moment. Okay, so I have my initial base layer of the Flawless Filter blended with the Airbrush Flawless Foundation. So flawless. And so as you can see, it's kind of light and glowy. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to take the foundation on its own and build it up in the areas where I'd like a little bit more coverage. You know how I do this. I'm using a wee smaller brush now just to get into those areas. So that is my foundation on. So the Airbrush Flawless Foundation from Charlotte Tilbury is a full coverage foundation. It kind of has a matte finish, but not like super matte, but it's not really dewy, to be honest. But if you mix it with like the Flawless Filter, or I just blend it out, you can get like a sort of lighter coverage if you like, which is kind of what I like day to day. So as you can see, you can still see all my freckles, plenty of spots popping through. But yeah, so now we're going to move on to concealer, the most important part. So I'm going to go with my Bare Minerals Stick Concealer first. So this is my favourite one for under the eyes. Mega creamy. Yeah, when I was in London as well, I went to the It Cosmetics counter in Selfridges and got colour matched for their Bye Bye Under Eye Concealer. Has anyone tried that? Because it is unreal. Like, honestly, it's really thick, but like the tiniest bit goes to like so far, and afterwards. So I didn't buy it because, to be honest, I just bought 2 new concealers and I was like, I'd already bought enough. So I thought I'll buy it at another point. Now I know what shade I am. But it's £25, which I was like, it's like really small tube. Afterwards, I looked, it has 12 mils in it. So that is a lot for £25 because the Jeffree Star one, which is, you know, like one of my favourites, sadly the Star broke, has 3.4 mils in it for like 21 or 22 pounds. So yeah, the 12 mils for £25 is very good value, and also because it's like so thick, you need the tiniest amount. I feel like it would last forever. So it's definitely gonna be my next concealer purchase. Yeah, I do still like this. This is so nice and creamy though. Blends in like a dream. So we're now going to move on to the Jeffree Star Magic Star Concealer, which we all know I love this. However, when I repurchased this, I bought it in a shade lighter just because I think the other shade I had was slightly too yellow toned, but this is definitely too light. So I'm a little bit sad about that, but hey, we're just going to have to make it work. And I'm going to use this new Kiko brush I got to apply it. So it's O2 and it was a full coverage face brush. So I really like a little fluffy brush like this for concealer. They had a really nice one. In fact, the idea where I got that from is when I tested out the concealer in It Cosmetics, they used a really nice little dual-ended fluffy brush, but theirs was considerably more expensive, so I went to Kiko and got this. So what I'm going to do is just take the tiniest amount off of the end of the doe foot, like tiny, 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 and then I'll dot it on. Just going to blend in. And I am aware that it's a bit light, but I don't have enough money to buy another one, so we're just going to have to make it work. Okay, so my concealer is on. I'm quite happy with this level of coverage. What I tend to do, because the concealer is like a touch light, I'll go over them with my foundation brush and just kind of blend it in so there's like a touch of my foundation on there, which is the kind of slightly darker shade. And I find that helps just blend it in and make it look less little light dots all over. Okay, so next I'm going to do contour. So this isn't a new product which I got in London, but I got it not too long ago. So it's the Illamasqua Gel Sculpt Stick. And yes, it is tiny, like it's very, very small, but I do actually quite like it. So it's just like a little cream contour, I suppose. But it's more like a gel because it's sort of sheer, which is quite nice because then it's not like super kind of hard to blend out. So as you see there, that might look really dark, but it's quite a sheer colour. Another thing that the makeup artist in Charlotte Tilbury kind of was teaching me how to contour my face. So I think it's difficult when you look at other people, you sort of just think, I'll just contour like that. But actually, the whole point in contouring is to sort of shape your face. So not everyone's face is shaped the same. So why do we all contour the same way? As you can see, it blends in very easily without disturbing the makeup underneath. For just a really natural kind of shadowing effect, really. I like that it's not too warm and not too cool either, because I really can't stand like a grey looking contour. But then if you use something which is way too warm, as you will see in my previous video reviewing Beauty Pie, it just ends up looking ridiculous. It's not contour, it's just bronzer then. Okay, so moving on. So basically for this whole first part of my face, what I'm going to do is just use all of my cream products. Then we're going to leave it for a while. I know, different. We're going to leave it for a while, do my eyes, and then we'll come back and set everything with powder. Okay, so for highlight, I'm going to use this Hourglass Stick highlight in the shade Champagne Flash. So this I actually bought for my wedding. It was quite a bougie, treat myself kind of purchase, but it's really gorgeous, and I just pat it in with my finger. What I like to do with this kind of cream highlight is use it as a base, and then any highlighting kind of powders I put on top, it makes them pop even more. So that's how I use it, because for me I like more of a like obvious kind of glow. This is more subtle and sort of like lit from within, which is stunning, and I do like that. It's just not what I usually go for. The other thing you can do as well is you can use this then on top of your base for like a liquid highlight, which is really nice as well. Next, I'm going to use another new product. So this is from Charlotte Tilbury also, and it is the Glowgasm Beauty Light Wand. How pretty is this box? This is why I had to keep this box. It's like holographic. So this is in the shade Peachgasm, and it's like a little blush slash highlight kind of wand on a little sponge, which I can't get in the box. So yeah, it's like this. I will say this is a tiny amount of product for how much I paid. I think it was about £30. I know that's a lot, but you know, when in London. But basically, yeah, it's really pretty. It comes with a little sponge applicator just like that. As you can see, I've already been using it. And it's quite good because it doesn't really cause a mess. It's got the little on-off thing like that. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to use whatever's on the end first, because there's always stuff on the sponge anyway. What we're doing is just blending it in, and I'm going to use my little elf brush. Use my little elf brush now, minus the hair. Really natural, pretty glow, and I just love peachy blushers. So pretty. So now I want a bit more. I'm gonna just turn it to the on setting if I can. There we go. And you just squeeze the tube, comes out on the top. There we go. I'm just gonna blend that in. Okay, so that looks very pretty, I think. In fact, why not? There's a bit on there, be rude not to, and then we'll just close her on up again. That is the only annoying thing about it, is that you're always going to get excess on the applicator, and there's just nothing really much you can do about that. So yeah. So this might look like a lot of blush, but I love blush, so I don't care. This is literally like my favourite thing, because blush and highlight are my two favourite products to put on my face, so I mean, roll them into one. Fantastic. Thanks, Charlotte. Okay, so next we are moving on to brows, and I will be using my staple NYX pencil, but I do have a new brow product, which is exciting because I never really try new brow products. And this is from Charlotte Tilbury. It is the Legendary Brows in the shade Linda. There she goes. So basically it is like a little brow gel, a tinted brow gel, but it just kind of helped make my brows look really nice and fluffy. And here's the thing I love about it. Look at this, look at this, look at this. The tiniest little brush ever. Teeny tiny. Although I will say, when I opened this, I was like, this is disappointing, because you expect this longer area to be the product and this to be the brush. No, 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 Charlotte, you got me there. So anyways, what I'm going to do is just pencil in my brows lightly first, and then we'll move on and use the gel. Lightly penciled in my brows, and now we're going to move on to the exciting bit, the gel. So why I really like this is I like it because it kind of gives me like less done, slightly more natural fluffy brows, so that's what I've kind of been practicing with it. It's different to how I normally do them, so yeah, teeny tiny brush, and we're just going to go with the hair. The actual hair is in the way. So this was an impulse buy. I wasn't going to actually buy this. So what happens is they write down everything that they use to do your face. And I'm always like, no, I've got my brow products, like I'm good. I never even look at them. But the guy who did my makeup had unreal brows. And then the girl who I was buying the products from had really cool, like brushed out brows. And I was like, screw it, I'm buying it. So I did. And I like it, it's cool. Because although I've got, I do have like sort of coloured brow gel, I've got the one from Anastasia, it's very different to this. It's much thicker and it's more like the pomade but on a brush, whereas this is a lot more sheer and the tiny brush can help you do a little hair stroke. So as you see, this brow looks a bit more fluffy than this one, so I'm just going to do the same. Yeah, and the other tip I was given was if you want to use it, just fill in your brows, brush downwards first and then upwards just to really coat the hairs. Okay, pretty happy with that. So what do you guys think of the more fluffy, slightly more natural brow as opposed to the kind of structured brow that I did in my tutorial before? Please let me know in the comments down below which brow you prefer. Okay, and last but not least, all the way there. Last but not least, my clear brow gel. So just use this to brush the hair up again. Paying particular focus to the middle of my brow, or the centre I should say, because I want that to be extra fluffy. So yeah, I think it looks quite cute, quite natural. Let me know what you guys think. Hopefully you feel the same. Okay, so time for eyes. So for the eyes, I thought I would do a really fun kind of fall, autumnal, kind of pumpkin spice look, and use a palette that I've not used in ages, which is the Jeffree Star Cosmetics Androgyny palette. And also, it's getting me all geared up for the most exciting makeup launch of the year next week, which, if you don't know, I'm obviously talking about the Shane Dawson x Jeffree Star Conspiracy palette, which I'm so excited for. Has anyone else been watching the series? Because it's been so epic. So yeah, I'm really excited for that. So I thought, well, why not have a play with this? Really nice kind of autumn colours, I think. And I don't know why I don't play with this more often, because I really love it. But yeah, so we're gonna have a go with this today. So first on, just taking a little fluffy brush, and I'm gonna go in the shade Safe Word. Safe Word is actually one of my favourite transitions in any palette ever, because it's just such a nice neutral kind of beige that goes with everything. And also these shadows blend like a dream. So we're just taking that into the crease. I actually remember when I got this palette, I got it from Beauty Bay. It was my first ever Beauty Bay buy, and I ordered it about 8 o'clock at night. And for anyone who's not aware, I live up in the Highlands in Scotland, so it takes ages for anything to get here. But basically, it arrived the next morning by 11 AM. So you're talking, what, 15 hours from order to actually being at my door, which is incredible. So from then on, I was like, okay, Beauty Bay, you got this. Okay, so I'm quite happy with that. Now I'm going to go in with the shade Charm, this one here, which is a really nice little kind of orangey shade. Perfect for this pumpkin spice. I'm just going to blend that also into my crease. We're just hoping this turns out good, because this is literally a palette I don't think I've used in the last year. So we're winging it. Does anyone else find that they just have certain palettes that they just will use that one at a time? And then you have one and you think, why have I not used this in ages? Because the colours in this are so stunning. And the shadows are really, really good quality. So I don't know why I don't go for it more often. It's just habit as much as anything, isn't it? So when I was getting my makeover done as well, basically what he did was all the kind of wet stuff on my face, and then left it, did the eye makeup, and then set it afterwards. And I was like, this is very different. But basically then what it means is if you mess anything up, you can just take a little cotton bud or your finger, smudge it away, and then you can re-conceal or whatever you need to do. Because once you've got the powder on, it's actually really hard then to correct things without kind of taking it all off. So I'm trying this out today. We'll see how we like it. Okay, so I think that looks really pretty. I think that looks really pretty so far. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to deepen this look a little bit with the shade Fetish, which is a really nice kind of rusty red colour. And I'm going to go in with a slightly smaller brush, this one. I'm going to start in the outer corner. I'm going to take our fluffy brush again and just blend that out. I've blended in Fetish, I think it looks quite nice. And now we're going to go in for the piece de resistance, which is the shade Deja Vu. It's actually so beautiful. I don't even know how to explain it because it's kind of like a reddy toned bronze, I suppose. But let's just do a little finger swatch for you here. I mean, come on. If that is not pumpkin spice, I don't know what is. So what I'm going to do is just put this like all over the lid. So I'm just going to use my finger. I personally find that's what works best with most shimmers. So we don't want to go any higher than the crease really with this. And because I'm doing a sort of blended look, I'm going to go back in with Charm, which is the orangey shade, and just kind of blend that in there. Wow. That colour is sick. Okay, so that is the eye almost finished, but I think I'm just going to take it to the next level. What I'm going to do is use the light gold shade Frosting from this palette and pop it in the inner corner just to make things pop a little bit. But just to make the shade pop even more, I'm going to use a tiny little brush and I'm going to spritz it with some setting spray just to dampen it so that the colour will pop even more. Okay, so just a little highlight in the inner corner. I'm sitting here like, do I want to take it to the next level? Do I? I think I do. So I think what I'm going to do before I do the little glitter on my lid is I'm going to do like a sort of faux liner with the really dark shade Dominatrix here. So I've been quite liking that look recently. So I'm going to use this little angled brush, just dipping straight into there, like so. So just a tiny little bit of... Also, this whole thing of dragging your eyes, don't do that. It's not good. I'm just really crap at liner. So, moving on to the exciting bit, the glitter. Should I do it? Do I want to do it? Sometimes you're like, is this look enough? And then you can ruin it by going too far. But I think I'm going to chance it. Yeah, just a touch. And what we're going to do is just take our finger and blend that in. Yeah, it looks cute. Just to give it a little bit more of a spicy look. Okay, so I've now applied mascara to my eyes and I think this face is ready to be set. So I'm going to use my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish, just to keep with the flawless theme going on here. I'm going to set my face and then we'll apply any more face stuff, any more stuff that we need. So just a light dusting. I'm trying not to really put too much over where I put the blush because we want it to stay nice and glowy. Overall, I'm doing a very light dusting just now, to be honest. Okay, that looks nice. I'm going to apply a little bit of bronzer now. So again, I'm sticking with the Charlotte Tilbury theme. This is the Film Star Bronze and Blush Glow. I'm just going to use a little bronzer shade out of it. Sorry about humming the entire way through this video. You know, just when you have songs stuck in your head, you just can't help it. So I'm going to try and kind of warm my skin up because I think it looks really nice with these warm tones. Now highlighter. What kind of highlighter would I like to top this with? Let's stick with Jeffree and using one of his Skin Frost, which I'm sorry that's disgustingly dirty on the outside, in the shade Summer Snow Cone. And yes, this is huge. So this is what it looks like. It's just a really nice gold, and it's one of those ones that really picks up the light, so in certain angles you can't really see it, and then when you hit the light it's like, oh wow. And every time I use it I think, why do I not use this more often, because it is so stunning. Okay, moving on to lips next. So to continue with the full-time fantasy, I think I'm going to do like a slightly darker lip. And I'm going to use this little Bite Beauty lipstick in the shade Chai, which was gifted to me. So I'm going to try that because I think it's very appropriate with this look. So first off, I'm going in with this pencil from Kiko, which is in the shade 320. It doesn't actually have a shade name. I keep knocking everything over today. So I know in this video today I've been using quite a lot of high-end kind of expensive makeup, but there is loads of great affordable options for things as well. Like personally, I think the Kiko pencils are as good as the Charlotte Tilbury ones. So although I do have a couple of Charlotte Tilbury ones, it's not something that I would repurchase unless there was a particular shade that I really, really liked, because I do think that these are as good quality. We'll start there and we will tidy this up afterwards. So I'm using the shade Chai, which is super cute. Look how cute this little lipstick is. But yeah, it's a really nice kind of like brownie toned berry autumn shade. Feeling the full fantasy. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my little brush, my little concealer brush, pop a tiny bit of concealer on it and just tidy up the edges. Okay, so we are almost finished. What I'm going to do now is just have a little look at my face, see if I want to add anything more, do I want any more colour or anything. And I think I might just pop on a little touch of this powder blush, again from Charlotte Tilbury. So I'm just going to use a Spectrum brush. I'm going to use a Spectrum brush. I'm going to use this Spectrum brush. You're like really pretty. I literally live for all these little Mean Girls brushes. And we are done. So I am personally really living for this kind of full-time look. It's so different than what I normally do. I'm normally a nude lip kind of gal, but I'm liking this for a change. So the final step, spray and set. Of course would not be complete without my fan. So that concludes today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's a little bit different than my usual review ones. Oh my god, my hair. So if you guys enjoyed this more tutorial style of video, please let me know and I would love to do some more. Okay, bye guys!